I'm Raisa Chintami of the Indonesia channel at the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta. Welcome to ASEAN Today, your weekly look at the dynamic Southeast Asia region. ASEAN leaders called for a central role in trade partnerships revolving around the region. The concept of an Indo-Pacific strategy in the area between the Indian and the Pacific Oceans was discussed at the 34th ASEAN Summit in Bangkok that began on June 21st. Leaders also reaffirmed the shared commitment to maintaining peace and security in the region.
ผมหวังเป็นอย่างยิ่งว่าการประชุมสุดยอดในครั้งนี้จะเป็นโอกาสสำคัญนะครับที่เราจะได้แลกเปลี่ยนมุมมองและวิสัยทัศน์ต่อจนทบทวนการดำเนินการเพื่อจะร่วมกันกำหนดเป้าหมายและทิศทางของอาเซียน
Members continued discussions on a code of conduct in the disputed South China Sea, with the first draft expected to be ready for reading by the end of this year. We'll hear more from leaders shortly in our Hot Seat segment. The Philippines has filed a diplomatic protest with China after a hit and run in the South China Sea. This fishing boat nearly sunk after a Chinese vessel rammed its rear on June 9th. 22 Filipino crewmen waited for 6 hours until they were rescued by a Vietnamese fishing vessel. China has acknowledged its vessel hit the Filipino boat in the waters at the center of the territorial fight, but denies the collision was intentional. A series of volcanic explosions rocked Indonesia. Mount Agung on the island of Bali erupted on June 13th, sending volcanic ash 30,000 feet in the sky. A secondary ash plume reportedly rose 18,000 feet. An alert level remains at 3 on a scale of 4, with an exclusion zone set at a 4-kilometer radius. The eruption lasted nearly 10 minutes, one of the longest in recent months. 4 days earlier, a huge column of ash blasted nearly 7 kilometers above the island of Sumatra. No one was hurt after Mount Sinabung blew up for 9 minutes. Authorities warned that further volcanic activity is possible. Indonesia has nearly 130 active volcanoes, more than any other country. Government and business leaders here in Indonesia are answering the call to products that are approved for consumption by Muslims. The new push for products that are halal is part of an effort for wider economic growth. The country with the world's largest Muslim population is in the process of building a halal ecosystem to attract international tourists and stimulate its economy. Indonesia's first halal park opened on April 16th at Bung Karno Sports Stadium in Jakarta's Senayan district. Once fully completed, the halal park will occupy 21,000 square meters of space. Investment will surpass $17 million, with everything from Islamic fashion to halal food and beverages to be available here. Hijab is a prominent Muslim fashion brand and hopes to capitalize on the enormous growth in this sector of the industry.
Halal Park yang ada di sini adalah temporary district, dan insya Allah di tahun 2021 akan dibangun permanent district dengan luas 21.000 meter, di mana konsepnya adalah sustainability, di mana di dalamnya juga banyak sekali hal-hal yang lebih atraktif dan tidak hanya produk fashion, food and beverage, tapi juga akan ada tourism, di mana juga banyak sekali nilai-nilai Islam yang terkandung di dalamnya.
Surveys show that there are 140 million Muslim tourists with purchasing power worth $35 billion. The number of visitors is projected to reach more than 150 million people in the following year. The State Global Islamic Economy Report says the global Muslim fashion industry is currently worth $270 billion, with a 5% annual growth rate. By 2023, revenue is expected to reach $361 billion. Indonesia's Muslim fashion industry alone is at $20 billion, with a growth rate of more than 18% each year.
Salah satu tantangan terbesar untuk halal industri ini adalah pentingnya namanya sertifikasi. Karena di halal party ini kan salah satunya adalah terintegrasi antara halal food, halal fashion, kemudian modest fashion itu, kemudian ada halal industri dan seterusnya. Salah satu komponen penting dari pengembangan halal industri adalah sertifikasi. Nah, untuk melakukan sertifikasi makanan misalnya ataupun restoran itu adalah tentu ada biayanya. Untuk usaha menengah ke atas itu insya Allah, secara prinsip mereka nggak ada masalah karena mereka punya biaya besar. yang mau kita bantuin adalah UMKM.
Among the halal products in Indonesia that are popular for exports are fashionable headscarves and cosmetics, with Africa a target market. More ASEAN Today is coming up shortly. Priority of economic growth. ASEAN leaders in the hot seat next. You're watching ASEAN Today. I'm Raisa Chintami in Jakarta. Leaders at the 34th ASEAN Summit focused on economic growth, from regional groupings to bilateral ties. Thailand's leader, just chosen for a second term, got support from his colleagues.
The Philippines values its economic partnership with Thailand. I am pleased with the current Thai investments in my country and hope that they will continue to increase in the years ahead. The Philippines build is in full swing, and you are all welcome to participate. We are making significant headway in transforming the Philippines into a more stable and secure place for investments.
Many people have asked me, said that ASEAN is dormant, but it is not dormant. A lot of things were done, and even in the sub-regional area like BIM IAGA and IMTGT, all these sub-region were achieved quite a lot of growth, and there are plans to improve the growth further.
Saya senang melihat kerjasama IMTGT yang terus berkembang dan berperan penting dalam pembangunan di subkawasan kita. Dalam usianya yang ke-26, kerjasama IMTGT dapat dikatakan sebagai kerjasama segitiga emas, meliputi 83 juta penduduk di 3 negara, 14 provinsi di Thailand, 8 negara bagian di Malaysia, dan 10 provinsi di Indonesia. Kerjasama ini telah banyak berkontribusi dalam membangun perekonomian subkawasan, termasuk meningkatkan daya saing di daerah-daerah, meningkatkan konektivitas, serta meningkatkan nilai perdagangan, pariwisata, dan investasi. Tantangan ke depan bagi IMTGT tidak saja bagaimana mempertahankan capaian ini, namun juga memastikan agar pembangunan dapat dilakukan lebih sustainable dan tidak menghamburkan sumber daya.
I welcome BIM IAGA continued collaboration to further bolster its ties, creating a more robust cooperation and a better equip itself in absorbing global economic impact. Colleagues, at our last summit, we adopted this BIM IAGA Vision 2025, which led our relevant sector based on strategies to ensure that development continues to be made in the sub-region. I trust that much progress has been made in the implementation in the last 2 years. Hence, I look forward to the report of our ministers in this. I'm now also keen to hear from colleagues in how we can enrich our cooperation at the sub-regional level.
A second summit of ASEAN leaders will take place at the end of October. More ASEAN Today is coming up shortly. Why these Thais are having to make music in exile in Laos. That's ahead. This is ASEAN Today, coming to you from Jakarta, home of the ASEAN Secretariat. A group of exiled Thais is forced to make music in Laos. Members saying their only crime is a royal insult. ASEAN Today's Fauzul Azim explains.
musicians from the band Fayan fled their homes in Thailand in 2014, afraid of arrest after a military coup overthrew their nation's elected government. Their music was their crime. Some of their songs mocked the monarchy, a sacred institution as far as many Thais and few laws are concerned. For this, they now believe they may be kidnapped or killed.
ฉะนั้นแล้วพวกเรานะต้องอยู่กับปัจจุบันนะฮะไม่ต้องคิดถึงอนาคตเอาแค่ว่าวันนี้เราจะอยู่รอดยังไงวันนี้เราจะใช้ชีวิตยังไงวันนี้เราจะเอาตัวรอดได้มากน้อยแค่ไหนความปลอดภัยของวันนี้เราต้องมองไปเป็นวันๆว่าเอ๊ะวันนี้เราผ่านไปแล้วพรุ่งนี้เราจะทำยังไงถึงจะให้เราเนี่ยปลอดภัยไม่ถูกอุ้ม
สังคมเราไม่ควรที่จะฆ่ากันเพียงเพราะเรื่องแค่ความคิดเห็นที่แตกต่างแล้วกันต้องการอยากมีสังคมแบบไหนทุกคนสามารถที่จะเลือกสังคมอยากได้สังคมที่ในรูปแบบที่เรามีอยากเห็นอยากให้เป็นตามอุดมคติของแต่ละคนมันก็แตกต่างกันไปอะค่ะแต่ว่ามันไม่ควรอย่างยิ่งที่คนที่คิดเห็นต่างจากตนเองหรือกระแสหลักจะต้องถูกทำร้าย
Since last December, 6 fellow Thai exiles in Laos associated with anti-monarchist views have disappeared in suspicious circumstances, and their families presume they are dead. The mutilated bodies of the two war stopped on the Thai side of the Mekong River, who in the 1970s was in the jungle with the Communist Party of Thailand, disappeared along with them. Two other activists in Laos, rights groups say, disappeared in 2016 and 2017. All of the exiles were associated with Thailand's Red Shirt movement of democracy's activists, many of whom are also supporters of former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. Thai law mandates prison term of 3 to 15 years for insulting the monarchy, and courts have proven to have broad interpretation of what constitutes an insult. The latest exiled to Venice were 3 activists who tried to leave Laos by crossing into Vietnam in January, but according to rights groups, were arrested and secretly extradited to Thailand. Authorities in Vietnam and Thailand have denied any acknowledgement of the incident.
Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and Malaysia need to come out clean that they are not partner in crime of serious human rights violation that is enforced disappearance, that is extrajudicial killing. We want to hear explanation, which so far we haven't got anything. We have been stonewalled by Thailand and government of neighboring countries about the whereabouts, about the fate of these exile activists.
Fayan's members were among scores of Thai activists who fled after the 2014 military coup. The legal assistance group Thai Lawyers for Human Rights says at least 86 Thais left Thailand seeking asylum abroad. The scrappy members of Fayan, poorly connected but politically engaged, decided to carry on with their activism. Along with several others in a small and cliquish exile community, they produce programs and songs in Thailand's Luk Thung, country music style that they post online. Fauzul Azim for ASEAN Today.
Here are several events on the ASEAN calendar. The Penang International Dragon Boat Festival will be held throughout the month of July in Penang, Malaysia. The football clubs Manchester United, Inter Milan, Juventus, and Tottenham Hotspur will face off at the International Champions Cup in Singapore on July 20th and 21st. And the Banyuwangi Ethno Carnival will color up the streets of Banyuwangi, Indonesia on July 28th. If you visit Myanmar's business capital Yangon, make sure to check out the incredible Shwedagon Pagoda. Atop that site is a piece of history that tells the story of pride and perseverance. ASEAN Today's Wendy Widiantini reports.
It's the oldest Buddhist pagoda in the world. The Shwedagon Pagoda in Yangon is the holiest place and a national treasure for the Myanmar people. Shining bright again at the site is the 240-year-old Singgu Min Bell. It hangs in a pavilion on the top platform of the 326-foot-tall pagoda. The bell weighs 25 tons and measures 3,429 meters high. It not only presents the craftsmanship of Myanmar people at the time, but also tells a story about Myanmar people restoring their national dignity.
ကနေစလုပ်တယ်89မှာ9နှစ်ကြာဒီခေါင်းလောင်းကြီးလောက်တာခေါင်းလောင်းကြီးကိုတွန်းလောင်းတာ9နှစ်ကြာတယ်
Upon its completion, King Singu held a magnificent ceremony and the bell took his name. Delicate patterns on the bell showed the brilliant bell-making skill at the time, and the technique spread to neighboring countries. But 45 years after the bell was cast came military warfare.
1985မှာပြီးသွားတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့1824မှာအင်္ဂလိပ်မြန်မာစစ်ဖြစ်ကောပထမစစ်ဖြစ်တယ်စစ်ဖြစ်ရင်းနဲ့မှာဒီကုန်းကိုအင်္ဂလိပ်တွေကတိန်းတယ်စစ်ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့ဒီကုန်းကိုတိန်းပြီးတော့ဒီခေါင်းလောင်းကိုသူတို့တည်တယ်ဒီမှာရေးထားတယ်သူတို့လေသူတို့တည်သွားတဲ့အချိန်မှာတည်လို့မရဘူးဟိုတည်လို့မရဘဲနဲ့မြစ်ထဲမှာကျသွားတယ်စာထဲမှာတွေ့တာတော့ဟိုတင်မောပေါ်တင်တဲ့အချိန်မှာတင်မောဆောင်းပြီးတော့တင်မောကလေအလေးချိန်လေးတော့တင်မောဆောင်းပြီးတော့ပြုတ်ကျသွားတယ်ပြောတယ်
Even though the British tried to salvage this bell with various modern methods, they failed and eventually gave up. The British withdrew from Yangon after they forced Myanmar to sign a treaty with the United Kingdom on February 24, 1826. After the withdrawal, residents immediately began salvage operations for the bell.
ထရန်နေနဲ့ဘေးမှာကာလိုက်တယ်ဒီဘေးမှာကာပြီးတော့အပေါ်ကနေပြီးတော့ဟိုစဘာတွေဖြည့်စဘာဖြည့်အပေါ်ဖြည့်စဘာတွေပြည့်လာတော့ပြီးတော့မှဒီအပေါ်ကဟာနဲ့သူကမတော့စဘာဖြည့်တယ်မတယ်ဆိုတော့ तू ကခေါင်းလုံးအပေါ်တက်လာစဘာခံတက်လာအဲ့ဒါတွန်းတာဖျားကိုလည်းအဲ့တိုင်းပဲတွန်းလာဆိုတော့သူ့ကိုတအားကြီးမစရာမလိုဘူးအောက်ကစဘာရဲ့ပြင့်ထားတဲ့အားနဲ့ပဲရှေ့ကအကျိုးနဲ့ဆွဲဘေးကထရန်ကာထားတယ်အဲ့လိုတည်လာတယ်ပြောတယ်
After more than a 4-month effort, the bell that had been lying in the river for nearly 3 years was raised. This event cheered Myanmaris and helped restore national pride. The bell no longer serves a functional purpose, but it continues to tell a 240-year-old history lesson. It displays the advanced artisan skills of casting bells, along with the dignity of proud people. Winnie Widiantini for ASEAN Today.
We like hearing from you throughout the ASEAN region and the world. All of our episodes are posted on YouTube, so check us out there if you can't find us on your local TV channel. Then let us know what you're thinking about or what you want to see on the program. Email us at aseantodaytv@gmail.com, post something on our Facebook page, or tweet us at ASEANTodayTV. Malaysia's badminton hero officially announced his retirement from the sport. Three-time Olympic medalist Lee Chong-wei said he was done on June 13th after an illustrious 19-year career. He was diagnosed with nose cancer in July last year, and although treatment was successful, doctors said his professional career was over. Lee also placed 349 weeks as world number 1 from 2008 to 2012. And that's ASEAN Today for this week. I'm Raisa Chantami of the Indonesia channel in Jakarta. Terima kasih. Please join us again next time.